Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Painting with Yovette. So anyway, guess what? I'm using my new paints today, the Water Mixable Oil Paints. I've had so many questions about that. People want to know what it is, how it works, if I like it, if I would do more tutorials on it so people can get familiar with it. So yes, I would like to do that. Also, I'm using my new MIMIK Hog brushes. You and I are going to experience together how they work, so it may or may not be good. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, well, I guess that's it. Let's go paint. We're going to start out. I'm going to start out with this big brush. Now remember, I have not tried these before, so this is going to be an experiment for both of us. What I want to do is we want to start out with doing the sky. And so I'm going to start out in a light yellow. I'm going to dip into my medium just a tiny bit, grab some of this yellow, and I'm going to just lightly, I'm going to go right over my sketch. You know, I don't even know why we bother doing sketches sometimes, because we just go over the top of them and they just disappear anyway. This is going to be like so. So, dipping into my medium again. This time I want to go into some white. And I'm going to just lightly go over, I want to go over this whole top area here. Also going to need a little bit in the water. So the water's right here, so let's just go in here and just kind of put this in. Back to my yellow. I'm going to bring this down, and just like there would be a water reflection here, let's just go down this way. And to that I want to add just a slight bit. Notice I'm dipping into my little bit of my medium every time. Let's go into a little yellow ochre, and let's just go on the outside of this yellow here. Just darkening it just a hair. And you notice as I do this, I'm slightly blending into the yellow, just a tad bit. And let's go down here also, a little bit here, a little bit here. That's good. Just kind of tap your brush and get the yellow off if you can. Okay, back into the medium. Let's go into a little red. Oh, I love this red. Okay, let's start out here. Crisscross. A little bit here. A little bit here, and a little bit here. See, now my mountains have already disappeared totally. Oh dear, that's so fine. I'm just tapping off my brush on a paper towel. So now I want to start blending this into the yellow. And this will blend, you'll find, very easy. And looks very pretty. Just keep blending, blending, blending. Okay, I'm going to call that good. I'm going to rinse my brush because I want to go into some blue, but I don't want to contaminate it too much. Oh, also, I noticed too, before I go into that blue, I see that I would really want to brighten this area right here because it got quite dark in the yellow. So I'm just going to add white right in here, and that just makes it sparkle a little bit. That's much better. Oh, I like that. Okay, down here it won't make any difference because we're going to have trees and stuff, so it will not even show. So, okay, that's good for that part. tapping off my brush into my medium, and now I'm going to go into some ultramarine blue. And like I said, if you don't have ultramarine blue, you can use Prussian blue, phthalo blue, any color you like. This is what I have, so this is what I'm using. So I'm going to start up here in the corner and come down. And as I'm coming down, I'm going to add more white because I want it to get lighter. And start blending that into the red color, which is now a pink color. And when these two combine, these two, it sort of makes a very pretty purplish color. I'll probably darken that upper corner a little bit. We can just start down here, because this is all going to be covered in a dark color anyway. So we have a whole rainbow all across our whole painting. Isn't that fun? Oh, I like it. I am going to darken those corners just a wee bit. The water mixable paints are I don't know, I can't describe it. They're just really different. They're very easy to work with. I can't tell you how wonderful the cleanup is. I just love being able to use soap and water for cleanup. And there's no fumes. It's just wonderful. If you guys are interested in this water mixable paint, I will put a link down below in the description box, and you can check it out for yourself. They're really not all that expensive, but so much fun to work with. Just making this a little more bluish here. Okay, that's very nicely blended. I like that. I'm going to go into a smaller flat brush. This is my number 4 flat brush. I want to mix up a little bit of a mountain color. So let's just go right here. I'm going to take a little red, a little blue. I want some white in here because I don't want this real dark. Yeah, that's kind of pretty there. Let's go ahead and start with that one. Okay, now where I had this, here was my horizon line, approximately somewhere in here. The mountain, let's just go ahead and put, just going to kind of sketch it in again. I'll just go right off the edge here. And let's go ahead, I want to darken a little bit on this side. Just darken it. It can be a little bluish, a reddish, whatever color you choose to darken. So I've got some white here, a little blue. Pull and just grab a tiny roll. Touch at the top, and I'm just going to make some little strokes. I don't want to make a big, long, heavy stroke, just little strokes. This is way off in the distance. Actually, I'm going to make this a little lighter. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I'll just kind of bring it out. Have you guys ever heard of a channel called Art Candy? I'll put a link in the description below, because this guy is amazing with a knife and doing mountains. If you've never seen him, I hope you just click on his site, and he just amazes me. Every time I watch him, I think, wow, he is really, really great doing mountains with a knife. He does a lot of tutorials. He does a tutorial almost every day. I don't do that many. Needless to say, you guys know I post once a month. It's going to be even less than that coming up here real soon. And just dragging this out a little bit here. Oh, got that one. Let's put some dark back in there. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Wiping my knife off. Now I would like to go into even more white. Not pure white, but very light white. And because the light would be coming in here, I want to touch here. My touch is extremely light. Extremely light. And let's see, I'm going to have to borrow from this pile. Touching at the top, very light, pull. I'm not going to go back in here because, excuse me, because that's going to be covered anyway, so. Okay, wipe the knife off. And, you know, I also wanted to use, where did I put that little brush? Here it is. This little bunny brush. It's just a very soft, almost like bunny hair. It's so soft. But I just have this little one, and I just want to diffuse this just a little bit. The reason being, like I said, this is off in the distance. So we don't want really strong colors back here. And just sort of let it fade away. And what I'm going to do with this, I want to go into some green, a little brown, because I'm just dulling this green some. Maybe a touch of blue, and some white. And I'm just making little taps. These are going to be like way off. So they kind of look like probably deciduous trees, meaning that it's a leaf tree. Oh, we can do it with this brush. So more green, blue, some of this white here, a little brown. We're going to make the reflections. So right in here. Kind of try to follow what's up here. If you have a spot that's up here, then you want to bring this down a little further. Here is just a little bit, here it drops down. And you can pretty much follow this. I mean, your painting won't be identical to mine, but it'll probably be pretty close. I really have a hoarse voice today. I'm so sorry about that. I thought, you know, this is not a good day to do a tutorial, but then I started this because I was anxious to see how it was going to work out. So here I am. So maybe you can put up with a little bit of a hoarse voice. That's okay. All right, I like that. Now I want to take, let's just take this blender brush, the bunny brush that I was using before. And I'm going to just wipe off, I had some of this purple on it, so I'm just going to wipe that off. And what I want to do is just bring this down. Just pull down on it, lightly. Okay, wipe the brush again and come across. And that just kind of hypnotizes it. Okay, let's do a waterline. Can be this mixture of color here. I don't want a pure white color, so this will be great right here. I want to come in and just wiggle a little bit here and there. This is going to be an uneven waterline. Let's just go across there. Okay, maybe there, just a few little water lines here and there. Let's go ahead and start bringing some of our land area in. And then we'll go do what next. Okay, let's see. I want, for that, I'm going to dip into a little medium. And I want sort of a darkish green and a little brown. And I'm using my big brush. I'm going to try this one here. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know how this is going to work for bushes either. Whew, it's going to be interesting to say the least. So anyway, first I'm going to bring in the land area. So let's come in right about here and come down. I want a little more blue in here. Green, blue, brown. It's a dark color. Okay, now let's try bushes with this brush. This is going to be, this brush is going to be very interesting. First thing I want to do is take and really pounce on it, because see how I'm opening those bristles? So I want this really open. So let's go into a little green, blue, brown, maybe ochre, a little more green, blue. Ooh, that's pretty. Let's go with that. Okay, let's do a little bit bigger one here, kind of off this edge. And I'm just kind of pouncing. Now this isn't too bad, I'm surprised. Because I thought without a split bristle brush that it would be kind of difficult to make these little bushes, but I'll tell you what, it's okay. Oh, I like this. I like it very much. And let's go ahead and do the evergreen trees now. This is the fan brush. I'm going to try it. I should really try it before I put it on the canvas. Oh well, what the heck. We'll just try it anyway. This may or may not be right. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll go back into the same pile. Green, blue, brown. Okay, you ready for this? Here we go. Let's put a taller tree right here. Probably right here. Kind of slanted. Not real slanted, but just a little bit slanted. Let's have another one right here. More green. How about one right here? And so it's just above the tree line here. Let's move it over a little bit so it's kind of like it's by itself. Coming right down over the bushes. Now maybe we won't have it over the bushes. I don't know. We'll see. So let's go ahead. More green. Loading my brush both sides. You remember how we did this? Let's do this little one first. Okay. See where I'm using? I'm tapping just right here. As I come down. Oh, I love this brush. Oh, this is nice. Oh yeah. Let's reload. All right, I don't need to go down into this too much. Oh, that turned out so nice. I'm really pleased. I think we'll have just one little one off the edge here, just to fill in this area. Now, you don't have to make all these trees. If you don't want them, don't use them. Okay, touch into the medium. A little more green, blue, brown. Now we're going to do that bigger tree. Okay, here we go. Let's make it just a slight bit higher yet. Yeah, I like that. Notice I leave little spaces right in here. You don't have to, but I like to. When your brush separates, just kind of wiggle it a little bit. That'll put the bristles back the way they should be. Over this white, I'm going to have to go extra heavy. More green, more blue, more brown. I will probably have to go back over that. See, and I'm leaving a little, see the little spaces in here? That's fine, leave those, that's good. Anywhere where there's snow underneath, it picks up the white, so that's why you need to go back over those areas right there. And if you have a funny looking one here, you can just touch it, kind of bring it back to a natural shape. Yeah, that's very nice. Good. Okay, let's go into a little more blue, green, brown. Mixing in my pile here. Okay, let's go a little brown in here, some white. I want to make a marble. So I pick up those two colors and pull it out flat. And then I come across, and that gives me more than one color on the knife. So I'm going to touch lightly a few places. Grab some more paint. Now see, that sun would hit a little bit of the branches here. A little more paint. That's good. I like that. That's very nice. Okay, wipe the knife off. Let's go ahead and highlight some of these bushes here. I think I will go ahead, since I had good luck with this, I'm going to try this again using this really big brush. This was the number 12 flat brush. Okay, into a little medium. Let's go into, how about yellow ochre? I mean, cad yellow. And maybe with a little white, because that's pretty intense. And also with a little, let's do this one. That should be good. It's kind of light, but it's kind of yellow and kind of green. Let's just go, let's see, our light would be hitting, let's probably right here. Probably here. Let's change the color a little bit. Yellow. Also, I want just a tad. I started there. Let's go ahead and do that. Over here, more yellow. Let's do a little ochre. Let's do a little ochre with some white and medium. Yeah, need to use the medium with this because that is what actually makes it come off the brush really nice. Now I was saving this last one. I want to do a little red. A little more red. See what I got. Oh, is that nice? Yeah, I like it. I'm just filling in a little bit here. Anyway, so let's go ahead. We're going to do that pathway. I like this color here. We'll get a little more brown with it. And that's more of the dark brown. Okay, the pathway, let's start right back in here. The pathway would be very slender or skinny towards the back. But as it comes forward, it'll get wider and wider. Let's do some more brown. And have it come up this way. Yeah. Some dark brown, because it would be really darker back here in the shadows, much darker. It would also be darker probably in through here. Oh, that's got white in it. Let's get some more dark brown. There we go. It'd be darker by the bushes. dark spots here and there. And then it would have some lighter spots. So let's do some of that with some ochre and some dark brown. And even let's add a little red in there. Ooh, nice. Nice. And some highlight color, which would be white. That would be towards this edge and more in here. Yeah, nice, very nice. Wipe the knife off. Okay, now with this brush, the fan brush, I'm going to just take and lift some of the areas here. Kind of diffusing everything just a slight bit. Maybe a little bit of this. And I want to have a rock. Let's have a dark brown here. Let's put a rock right in here. And maybe another rock right down here. Oh, not enough paint. It's getting thin. I could put some more out, but we're almost done, so I think I'll just leave it. Little highlight. Some medium, some yellows, not getting enough of that. Let's see, what do I want? Yellow and green. And that just kind of sets stuff back in. With my little liner brush and a lot of medium, I'm saturating this little brush. And I'm going to go into my brown. Now let's get a little red. You know me, I gotta have those birds. Gotta have the birdies. Let's do a big one here. Push and lift. Push and lift. Let's do one here, a little one. Maybe a one here. There. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, and if you want, you could, I do see a little something here. You could, brace my arm here, you could put a little bit of darkness in this background here. Like kind of like a shoreline. So let's take a little bit of this purple, yellow. I grabbed a little bit of medium too. And let's just go in and just kind of straighten this out. because this is our mountain area, and it would be actually kind of foggy. We could put some white in there for some mist. That would be good. Just a little bit. And then also what we can do is bring out this line here slightly. A little bit of this green. See, like the land just kind of comes out and just sort of separates those two. Well, I thought this was just a delightful little painting, and I hope you try it and enjoy it, and do share it with me. Just send it to my email address, paintingwithyovette@gmail.com. And I love seeing your paintings and hearing from you, so never fear about that. Anyway, I guess that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. And be sure and subscribe, give me a thumbs up and a like, and share my video with your friends. I'd really, really appreciate it. So you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.